What's up, guys? It's Flash back with some more charts and another video. Just kind of a chill, lazy Sunday morning here on the East Coast, about 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Wanted to get a video out for you guys today. I want to talk about NextGen and how I'm really not worried about its recent performance. Then I'm going to go through about 5 other tickers that I think look really explosive, really powerful, and those are Deep Yellow, Western Uranium, ISO, Denison Mines, and Encore Energy. I think the whole sector looks bullish, but I have a few in mind that I think I just want to put some emphasis on. But just starting with next gen, if we pop into the daily time frame here, like yeah, it's been a bad couple of days. Those are kind of bullish engulfings. We may see some continued pullback, continued consolidation out of next gen. But if we look at the weekly and we put the 36 period moving average on, you can see we haven't even came in to touch that yet. So I'm really not too concerned. It's not that big of a pullback as it stands today. Not saying it can't, kind of do one of these where we chop sideways for a month or 2 or 3. I think there's plenty of room here in the broader uptrend for it to do so. But we pull up an indicator, we can pull up the distance from the moving average. And if we zoom out a little bit, there is a little bit of a trend line here on the weekly time frame in terms of distance from the 36 period moving average. So let's see if we can hold the moving average at least. And if we zoom way out onto the monthly, like this 3-year moving average, now that we're on the monthly 36 periods, it's right on the trend line here. So this is a general uptrend. It's not going to go up in a straight line. If we want to even copy this little stair step and put this over here and drag it out a little bit, we broke out back here, came back, tested it as support. I wouldn't be surprised if we come down and test this as support down at like $6, $6.25 or so, and kind of just curve up. So if we even look at the hike in the Shi, zoom way out. In the bigger picture, I'm really not worried about NextGen. It's been a leader in the space, and we can even go to its ratio versus the S&P. And look at that. I mean, we've recently broken out of this horizontal against the S&P, and then against gold, we're just kind of steadying, climbing up, breaking out, consolidating, climbing up against gold too. So really not worried about NextGen. Okay, so that's just wanted to kind of clear the air there on NextGen. A lot of people are talking about it, but let's look at Deep Yellow. Okay, DYL on the ASX. This chart is screaming huge breakout, huge kind of breakout buy zone to me right now. Huge downtrend line right here. There was a little blip back in 2000 that kind of it spiked up and kind of neglected this trend line at all. But man, this just looks like quietly, like a little bit of a ninja. Deep Yellow is just breaking out of this huge horizontal and the diagonal downtrend here, showing great support on this bowl. You can throw the moving average on and the Ichimoku cloud, both providing really good support. So this is a really interesting spot to be looking at Deep Yellow, in my opinion. Not financial advice, do your own research. But we can also pull up the distance from the moving average, and look at that. There's also a stealth little breakout here on the distance from the moving average. We can pull up the ratio versus the S&P 500. That is looking like a huge rounded bottom base that's breaking out. Only thing that kind of worries me a little bit is there's still that downtrend measured in the S&P, which could provide resistance in the near future. But man, this is such a well-defined rounded base. And then let's look at ratio versus gold. Similar story, right? So downtrend may provide some resistance in the near future, but look at that. It's just poking its head up. We can probably draw this a couple different ways. General area. I want to kind of make this connected right here. Yeah, so I mean, this looks like a breakout to me. So deep yellow, man. If we do a measured move here, follows up the bull, you know, it's attractive, very attractive right now. Okay, so that's deep yellow. Another one I want to look at is Western Uranium. Okay, another great bull. This one's kind of been getting my attention recently. First, let's point out, man, I can never find my brush, so let's just point out this little head and shoulders here, inverse head and shoulders with the target. If this is like the neckline at 314, the target is up here at 3815. So that's a little bit pretty powerful in and of itself, right? So it's just a really cool chart where it IPO'd, it looks like, and just kind of formed an inverse head and shoulders out of the gate, right? And then when we pull up some indicators, distance from the moving average looks like a big general horizontal line right here. You know, there's support here, resistance here, and we're just poking our heads above it. So this looks like a breakout to me on the momentum. And then if we look at it compared to the S&P 500, it looks like it's beginning to break out. You know, there's probably going to be a horizontal line up here somewhere, but that looks like an early breakout versus the S&P and versus gold. So Western Uranium, something to keep your eye on. Again, if you're looking to get into the uranium space, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm starting to really consider positions in deep yellow and Western Uranium. Looking really good. Okay, I got a couple more for you. ISO Energy. Okay, this is one of the leaders of the pack right now, but looks like a nice big consolidation, similar to maybe a Sky Harbor, where there's a big consolidation right here, or an Energy Fuels, big consolidation, right? But ISO is just looking a little bit different. And so let's put the moving average on, and I also want to go on the Heikin-Ashi. Like this chart alone is just like, looks super powerful to me. Like it looks like we're gonna bounce right off this moving average. But again, I'm gonna go into the indicators here. And this one, you know, a different look than Western Uranium, right? We're not up here breaking out, but this looks like it's building the energy to make a massive breakout for momentum. And like, looks like a huge bull flag with, you know, against the S&P and against gold. You know, kind of maybe a broadening wedge even against gold. This one just has huge upside too. It's $4 today. You know, if this is a pull flag pull, you know, it could go up to $88, honestly, in a very short amount of time. A lot of these charts are pointing to a big move that's incoming. So ISO Energy also looks good. Last but not least, I mean, this is a fan favorite, but Encore Energy. It's a leader of the pack for a reason, but man, this looks like a nice juicy breakout out of all-time highs. You know, looks like we're in this rising channel, and then a rising channel could be forming within the rising channel. And this could just get out of hand quickly. You know, it's just been an outperformer against the S&P. Like, it's just gonna keep going. It looks like it doesn't look like it's slowing down, especially against gold too. You know, maybe it's getting there against gold, right? We look at momentum. I mean, we could probably go like this, some sort. You know, that looks like an inverse head and shoulders even on the on momentum, right? So that's my takeaway here today, guys. Encore looks good. Not worried about next gen. But man, I think the moral of the story is deep yellow and Western Uranium. Ninja breakouts, looking juicy, looking good. I think we're upwards and onwards for the next couple of weeks, guys. But yeah, this is Flash. Drop me a like if you found this helpful. I'll see you guys in the next one.